Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a new career path that maybe Jungkook has embarked on. Some people thinking he is no longer in K-pop. Now these are things I definitely want to get into and talk about. I do have some thoughts on my own on what's going on. I also want to get into Jimin kind of ending a friendship. And this was really funny how he did it. So let's talk about both these things here today. And let's jump into the spicy tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. Any of you who's a hater, like to be the first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's get into it. So let's go back a little bit because I have a lot to say on what is going on. So people were a little bit angry at Jungkook during the Dynamite single era. I say Dynamite era because there's a slightly different vibe from Dynamite to some of the other songs on the B album. I mean, it's a good thing, but Dynamite was definitely an era on its own. But people online were a little bit upset that they felt like Jungkook had like all the lines in the song. And they kind of blamed him for that. And I mean, this isn't the first time that Jungkook gets attacked for line distribution. 1, it's not really his fault. 2, he's just doing his job. And finally 3, line distribution can never be fully the same for everybody. It's just near impossible to do that. But there are people on the tweetster saying this. It's sad how not a single ARMY thanked Jungkook for his remarkable performance in an English singing in Dynamite. But when it first dropped, everyone was hating on him because he sings the most. He was just doing his job, and what he did brought us a Grammy. LOL, why ARMY hate Jungkook so much? So it's pretty crazy, but Jungkook always does a great job. And if none of the other members care that he is singing or has more lines or whatever it is, then there's no problem. Now some of the other people began talking about kind of the different feel of Dynamite compared to some of the other songs, saying that with Jungkook singing it, that he is no longer in K-pop anymore. Jungkook is not a K-pop singer anymore. Which honestly, I don't care what genre he identifies as. He makes great music, and I will love him no matter what type of art he decides to create. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that there's a lot of controversy no matter what Jungkook does, and how he chooses to make his music. Obviously, Dynamite is in English, and this is something very different from what they've ever done before. And I don't think that this means that Jungkook could never do K-pop again, or never return to K-pop, or that Dynamite isn't even really K-pop. I do think Dynamite is still K-pop. BTS and Jungkook are just trying different things, especially with the new album, and all the stuff that Jungkook has done since then. And it shows that him and BTS are just trying to experiment right now. But we'll talk about that later. But it's these things right here that have led Jungkook into this completely new level of stardom, this completely new level of fame and success. Now Jungkook was recently named the sexiest man alive, taking out all the Hollywood hunks and replacing it with this beautiful Asian god. He most definitely deserves it. He literally makes everyone go crazy literally when he does anything. And I think he is the first ever K-pop star to ever reach that milestone of sexiest man. I don't know if he's the first Asian, but he's definitely the first K-pop star. Now this is a big deal. If it's someone that is Korean, it's going to be something that people can relate to and look up to. And people are going to look at him and be like, well, if this guy can be considered sexy, I kind of look like him, then I am sexy too. A lot of these people look at these type of things like sexiest man alive and just see it as like a vanity thing. It's always followed up by adults being like, who cares? But it matters a lot to be able to see yourself as attractive, because imagine not seeing yourself as attractive. I don't have to imagine, that was my entire childhood. Now obviously the Chris Hemsworth or whatever of the worlds are hot. But if that's all I ever see in media, and not someone who looks similar to me, and I mean similar like similar facial features and all that stuff, being clean shaven, because I can't grow any hair anywhere, then physically I'm gonna look at myself and be like, well, I can never achieve that. That's an impossible standard for me to reach. I'm ugly. Again, that was my experience growing up. I am so happy that it might not be the experience of our children many years from now. But I went on to the tweetster seeing people being angry. That made me angry. You're angry about someone being sexy? You got your priorities wrong. So I found a few tweets kind of defending Jungkook. One of them wrote, there are people who hate our Jungkook for bagging the title sexiest man in the world because this cutie face. Nah, you just can't handle too much duality. If you know the man, you can't not agree with him being the sexiest. Insert my time. Y'all haters can hate all you want, but Jungkook got the title and there's nothing you can do about that. Nothing will change. You might as well just start simping. BTS became the #1 stars in the world, and they did it while people were racist towards them. They deserve the title, okay? Also, Jungkook just has one of those perfect faces, okay? It fits no matter what career he decides to do. Now, Jungkook has been juggling with other stuff outside of K-pop for a little while now. Like directing, which he said he did for the Life Goes On music video. He talked on the Weverse magazine, how that was a very fun experience for him. He also talked about his experience doing anything other than K-pop music, i.e. modeling and of course directing. Jungkook went ahead and talked about how he isn't comfortable taking pictures or getting his picture taken. He talks about how he is comfortable with video, but photo makes him feel a little bit awkward. I wonder why. He literally looks so hot in these pictures. Like, look at them here, look at them. Feast your eyes. Jungkook said this. I put my best face forward when it's something I have to do, like for photo books, but it's still not easy. Videos are okay though. Girl, if you don't get in front of that camera and shoot a Calvin Klein photo shoot. I really personally do want Jungkook to get into modeling, but now it seems like chances are slim because he is uncomfortable doing that. I am sad, but maybe one day he'll be comfortable and maybe one day he'll like it. Jungkook has so many career options that he can go for. Being sexiest man alive, I think that's a very interesting career option for him. But you know what? Not just Jungkook. All the members of BTS have their own talents and have endless possibilities on what they could do with their life. I obviously don't want them to stop singing, but if they do, they have so many options. They're no stranger for being on TV, being on little shows, so definitely something there. So BTS, if you did not know, they did a collaboration with Maplestory. Y'all remember Maplestory? They released this first episode of their show, and it was called the Maplestory Original, Maplestory X BTS, which I have to be honest, I didn't know still existed. I remember in middle school for me, it was like the biggest thing ever. Everyone kept talking about it, but I personally never played it. But maybe I should have, because then I could have secretly became friends with BTS. And then one day I'd meet him at a fan meet and I'd be like, you remember me? I was your friend in Maplestory. And then they'd be like, oh my God, my soulmate. And we walk out of that fan meet with a tux and a wedding dress. But joking aside, not really. Jimin shared his old story, his experience playing Maplestory. When Jimin was in 5th grade, one of his friends was moving schools and they had shared an account together. And apparently there was something called the Maplestory item book. Again, I never played. I was playing RuneScape. Y'all remember that? Apparently he had 5,000 won in his item book and he asked for his friend's account so he can go ahead and get more XP. But then Jimin found out on the day that his friend actually moved schools, his friend turned their character head into an orange pumpkin head. And Jimin was not happy about this at all. He was fuming. They called each other and they began arguing on the phone. And basically it ended up with both of them not being friends anymore. Now what's super interesting to me, I wonder if that friend now looks back at Jimin and was like, oh, I could have still been friends with BTS Jimin and we could have gotten married. Yes, okay, all my fantasies involve everyone getting married. We all just marry each other. This is my solution to world peace, just like one big marriage certificate. I definitely wanted to see what some people were saying about this. One person wrote, the story of how 5th grade Jimin lost a friend over Maplestory. I know, right? This is me. I'm the crying emoji. Like, I am so curious to what the actual problem was. I feel like it was explained really weirdly. Like, obviously you shouldn't change people's stuff without their permission, but like then just change it back, you know? I don't know if I would have ended a friendship over that, but absolutely hilarious. I do think Jimin likes to argue a little bit. Y'all know the whole famous dumpling story. But Jimin, baby, come be my husband. We can argue all day. I'll argue with you about everything if you want. Why do you have clothes on? Why are you so attractive? See, I don't even need to practice. I got it. I got it for you. Now, I won't get too much in the other members because this video will be too long. But RM also had a little story with Maplestory too. And he basically admitted to some of the inspiration that he has taken from Maplestory into BTS. To the point where Jimin said, it's because of Maplestory that BTS exists. Absolutely hilarious. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. As always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and kind of check out some exclusive content that I can't really post on here because it get taken down or copyrighted or things like that. Things like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. I'm also still doing the In the Soup reactions, so we're catching up on that over there if you want to check it out. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you want to contribute over there gives back to this channel and all that stuff. I have a video over there explaining that. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on the screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those. I'll see you over there. Bye.